I'm ready. How's the sound for you guys? Great. Test, test, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. All right. Thank you so much for coming out. I'm Jessica. Oh, wait. Is that okay? Okay. Jessica Mayle, Jessica-Mayle. I'm the regional spokesperson for the Transportation Security Administration. Here today to talk about holiday travel, looking ahead to Thanksgiving. This really kicks off our holiday travel season. We're going to see elevated volumes throughout the rest of the year, so want to give some reminders for passengers, steps they can take at home to pack smart, make that security screening experience as smooth and safe as possible. Just a couple tips to remind passengers. First of all, arrive early. We recommend 2 hours, and that's 2 hours from when you step foot in the airport. So if you've got to return that rental car, park, get dropped off, give yourself a bit extra time for that. But 2 hours is usually a good rule of thumb for domestic flights, 3 hours for international. And then pack smart. What we mean by that is don't put anything in your carry-on bag that's going to set off an alarm and delay you and delay people in line behind you. Always you can check TSA.gov. We have a lot of features on our website, help you research at home. Can this go in my check bag? This can go in my carry-on. It's a lot easier to put in that time at home versus making the decision at the checkpoint. Oh my gosh, do I want to run this bag down and check it? Do I want to abandon the item? We know you're stressed, you're trying to make your flight, and you want to start your vacation. So do that research at home, pack smart. We do have some Thanksgiving-specific reminders here I wanted to talk about. Just when we think about liquids, I think we all think about shampoo, toothpaste, but spill it, spread it, spray it, pump it, or pour it. Those are what our liquid categories are. So when we're talking about baked goods, stuffing, toppings for your green bean casserole, the whole turkey, if you were traveling with that, if it was frozen, that would be fine. All of these are good for your carry-on bags. But when we're getting into some of these more soft liquid things, the cranberry sauce, the gravy, pumpkin pie filling, if you use this to make a whole pie, that's okay. If you're just bringing the spreadable filling, that would need to go in your check bag. And then liquids as well. So if you're bringing wine or cider or anything like that, over 3.4 ounces, that would need to go in your check baggage. So reminders about that. We definitely see some people bringing unusual things through. I think the most common are those baked goods. So those homemade cookies, those pies, things like that. And a reminder, those are okay in your carry-on. And then a couple other changes from last year that TSA has implemented. I was going to remind people, one is Real ID. So that went into effect in May. We have seen really high compliance. We're really happy. But just a reminder, you need to have either a Real ID, the enhanced state ID, or a passport. There's about 8 or 10 other forms of ID that are acceptable. If you go to TSA.gov, we have a full list of acceptable IDs. Certainly the Real ID, driver's license, and the passport are the most common ones we see that you would probably have in your possession. So go through, make sure you're bringing something that's an acceptable form of ID to get through the checkpoint. And then the other thing is shoes on. So we started that this summer. Nobody has to remove their shoes anymore. There are shoes that alarm sometimes. Maybe they're boots, they're heavy, they have metal in them. Don't be disturbed if you walk through and cause an alarm and we ask you to remove your shoes. We may still have to screen them, but in general, people are keeping their shoes on, and that's been really warmly received. And then the last reminder I'll say is that you can always ask for extra help. We have TSA Cares, which is our assistance program for travelers who need extra help getting through the checkpoint. We have Ask TSA, which is our social media outreach team. You can tweet them, you can Facebook message them, you can ask those questions. We've had people ask questions via social media in line and get the answer before they make it to the front of the line. So it's really responsive, it goes quick. And we're just here for you. We want to make sure you get all the information that you need so that you're prepared for that screening experience. But in general, we're just super excited to be kicking off that holiday travel season. The busiest day looks to be Sunday. That'll be the national busiest day as well as here at MSP. So if you're traveling that day, make sure you give yourself extra time. But that 5 to 8 a.m. morning rush hour is busy 7 days a week. So whenever you're on that first flight of the day, you really don't want to push it. Give yourself 2 hours and you'll be at your gate with a little time to spare. So I'll pause there. If there are any Thanksgiving travel questions, we have a few other people, but if there's anything about Thanksgiving travel, I'm happy to talk about that.
How was your staffing level at MST specifically?
Yeah.
For the week?
Yeah, so we are staffed up and ready to go. We are staffed appropriately to meet demand and to have the appropriate number of lanes open. So again, there are times of day where you can experience delays just because there is heavy throughput. I just don't want passengers to feel intimidated sometimes when you walk in and you see that line. We don't measure the number of people in line, we measure the time it takes to get through the line. Our standard is 30 minutes for standard passengers, 10 minutes for pre-check passengers. It is very rare that we approach that. So again, if you're coming in one of those busy times, get in line, prepare before you get to the front of the line. Have that ID ready. Those tiny items in your pockets, your AirPods, your coins, your keys, tuck those away in your carry-on bag so you're only putting one item through the X-ray. Those are the things that passengers can do that speed things up. But yeah, staffing is good and our staff is ready to handle the elevated volumes.
How many employees did you lose during the shutdown that quit or moved on?
I'm not going to talk about any human resources thing. We can talk about that off camera, but I will say our team is really happy to have moved on from that, that the government's reopened, and just kind of looking forward to helping passengers get where they're going safely.
AAA was anticipating record-breaking numbers. Do you anticipate that locally?
I don't think we'll see any single record breakers here at MSP. We'll certainly look at sort of the volume of the week. And I think the other thing is the airport can give you kind of stats on both inbound and outbound, and TSA really just looks at those numbers that we're screening. But for a regular passenger, I think they're kind of just in the mindset of, wow, is it busy today or not? And these are going to feel like busy days for people, so just give yourself plenty of time.
Right now it's looking like less than 5 minutes to go through. Like when it gets to those peak days, what is kind of a typical turnaround time that people should expect?
Again, I would say our standard is 30 minutes, and it's rare that even during a rush hour period, you're going to have a 30-minute wait. Anyone who's ever waited in a 30-minute TSA line can tell you it's a pretty unusual experience. But again, if you're arriving 2 hours early, I think even 30 minutes in TSA, you'll still make it to your gate in time. So we always want to just be cautious, because you don't know what could happen. There's always unexpected delays, and you want to not do anything that will slow yourself down. But yeah, in general, I would say the lines move quickly, even during peak rush hour times. All right, thank you guys. We will switch off. We have Alex Garcia here. He's one of the employees who received a bonus from the secretary yesterday, and he can just talk a little bit about his job and sort of that commitment that kept him coming to work every day last month. So, thank you. We want to use all my mics on him. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll switch them. Hi, Alex.
You got a pocket out here? Yeah, maybe we'll just throw them right in the pocket. So thanks for me. And maybe unzip your jacket all the way. Thank you. We'll put these up right on your lapel here. Is that okay?
Yeah. Looks fine. Can I zip my jacket back up?
Well, wait till these guys get
Oh,
there.
okay. Oh, sorry.